Thank you very much, guys. And you're right. We are waiting for the reigning queens of the continent, Mamelodi Sundowns Ladies, the toast of South African football at the moment. They're expected to touch down in the country. If they have not actually at the moment touched down already, we're expecting them to come through the gates at the arrivals at the moment. And that's because the excitement, at least, is because they've won the CAF Women's Champions League, the inaugural competition of 2021, by seeing off Ghana's Hasaacas Ladies by 2-0 in the final in Cairo, which took place on Friday evening. Now, our reporter Hlonim Timkulu is at OR Tambo International Airport, has been for the better part of this morning, and she joins us now once again. Hloni, of course, you did say that we are about 10, 15, 20 minutes away from getting to see the champions of Africa. I mean, the visuals below you there give a story of a great atmosphere and a great mood that the women will be welcomed to. But just give us a sense that you've seen, at least for this morning, of the atmosphere at the international airport.
Good morning, Morena. Yes, as you said, we are waiting for Egypt Air Flight MS-839, which is carrying the inaugural CAF Women's Champions League winners, of course, from Cairo, where they were participating in that competition. I am going to again get out of shot so that Shahid can just show you a little bit of what's happening below us. I know earlier there was a handful of guests, of celebrants that were here, but there are a lot more of the fans that have come out now, their numbers, and they've certainly ramped up the noise that is coming out of the bottom, the ground floor of the international arrivals at the OR Tambo International. As you said, the flight was meant to arrive at 7:05, but it will now land at around 7:49, so that's in about 15 minutes' time. Just to talk to us, of course, about why we are here, that win of the Sundowns Ladies team at the inaugural CAF Women's Champions League, is Diski Queens founder Busisiwe Mokoena, who has been covering Sundowns for the better part of her career, I guess. Busi, just first of all, tell us, this win by Sundowns, what does it mean for the team?
This win by Sundowns means a whole lot, not only for the team, the Mamelodi Sundowns players, but also for other players in the country, women's football players in the country. I think this win says that the CAF region does have talent. We just need to see a lot of more competitions for this talent to be showcased. But also it means now there's no reason for corporate South Africa not to look at women's football as something that they can invest in. I mean, like, look at the numbers of countries who are watching the Champions League around the world. I think now corporate South Africa needs to do better by the sport in the country, because now we cannot always say for the next World Cup in 2023 and say, oh yes, Banyana went and participated, but okay, they didn't do so well, but we understand because we don't have a professional league. Now is the time that corporate South Africa invests so that we have a professional league, so that we do have a chance when we play with other countries at the World Cup.
Yeah. Just a bit more on that. We know that, there isn't professional football on the continent, and all these clubs had all these different stories, especially, I believe, one team arrived the day before. Rivers Angels arrived, I think, a day before. And then Hasaacas Ladies had to raise funds or something to get to Cairo. Does this mean that those sorts of things won't be happening anymore?
Yeah, no, unfortunately, it's not different around the continent. Even during the CAF qualifiers, the team from Zambia had to crowdfund. They were on social media pages asking, members of Zambia, but also people from around, the CAF region to donate for them so that they can come to the competition. It's not different, around the continent, which is really disappointing, because when African teams go to continental or world competitions, we do so well. The problem is now that because we do not have professional leagues, these players have to have full-time jobs while still playing football as well. That's what is a disappointment. Hoping that also maybe CAF in the future, we don't want to see a team arriving a day before their game. Maybe then, some money going to the teams to help them prepare for the tournament, so that they all arrive at the same time, get enough time to prepare, and also get the correct kits so that they look like everyone. So I think hopefully maybe in the near future we'll see something like that.
let's talk specifically about Sundowns and their route to the final. We saw how, we know them to be a very free-scoring team, but that wasn't the case at this competition, right?
Yeah. I think the problem with Sundowns, with their first two games, the first two group games, they played to the strength of their opponents. They were not playing as the Sundowns that we know. What changed only at the semi-finals when they decided, no, let's just play our game. Because then we also saw them playing freely, much more, being able to create goal-scoring chances, because that's the Sundowns that we know. But I was also impressed by their defense. They're the only team to not have conceded in the whole tournament. So I think, it shows their strength, that they can do well at the back, but also we're just missing how they were usually playing, up front.
Well, thank you very much, Lucy, for that. That was Lucy Queens, a journalist or founder of Swimqueen, just wrapping up Sundowns' performance at the inaugural CAF Women's Champions League, where, of course, they did win the title on Friday evening.
Right, Hloni, thank you very much. We will catch up with you once again in the next hour. And, of course, by then, Hloni will, of course, have welcomed she and the Sundowns fans at the international airport of OR Tambo when they do arrive. That's happening, as Hloni did say to us, at about 7:49. So it's just in a couple of minutes that we're expecting them to come through those gates. And, of course, the takeaway, I suppose, from that interview that she had with Busisiwe was that, although we're celebrating Mamelodi Sundowns, one of the biggest things we need to be concerned about is the fact that women's football is not as supported as it should be across the continent. So hopefully, with Mamelodi Sundowns Ladies' victories, corporate South Africa can get on board and support women's football going forward, so all the leagues on this continent can have professional leagues. And that is where we're going to be leaving it now from the sports desk. We'll be back again in the next hour. Guys?
Absolutely important insights there that have been raised in terms of the promotion of women's football in the country. But this is a very good beginning. We have shown that we are worthy of the country's support.
Oh, 100%.
And hopefully there will be some initiatives that will be taken by the various stakeholders to ensure that the development of this particular women in football is grown as much as it can be.
I mean, we've seen with Banyana as well. They are performing so well, and they have been performing so well, and it would be lovely to see, more effort being put in there, more financial backing for these ladies.